to the Fertility Diaries. I'm Charly.
And I'm Portia, and each week we are here bringing you all things fertility, ambition, identity, and everything in between. And I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but Charly was doing a jig along a minute ago when we first tried to introduce this. She was mocking me, mocking my sing-along voice.
I was bobbing along. But we're not here as experts. We're here as two besties. I need to rein in, right? We're not here as experts. We are here as two besties, living it, learning all about it, and here for the general chit chat. I think it's because I'm cross-legged, I think it's put me in a really comfortable position.
So, just relax too much.
Yeah, so
we are back-to-back recording today as well, guys. The hysteria is probably set in a bit.
Wait till next episode.
Yeah.
Well, Portia, do you want to tell us what's been going on with you?
Yes. So I thought I'd save this for this episode. I did mention a couple of weeks ago, and you're probably thinking, where was her update? I did have a call with Locus Medicus. I've had a couple of calls with Locus Medicus. So if you remember, I met them at the fertility show. They are a company that offers immunological testing and helps to explore unexplained infertility. Another Greek company, also based in Athens. So I had another call with them. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me since that call, but I have been sent a bit of a plan. So they've suggested that for my and Steve's kind of unexplained infertility, they would want to do a DNA fragmentation test for Steve, a CMV test, which is like some viral test they check for. I've had that tested though in my bloods before.
Oh.
They test for herpes because apparently herpes and sperm can be quite significant. But then I'm a bit like, well, I've already got the herpes virus from my Epstein-Barr, so surely Steve's probably got it because of me.
Oh yeah.
That's a sperm diagram, which is just your normal semen analysis. An 8-OHDG, which is an oxidative stress test.
Okay, that's good. So the sperm.
And a microbiome test. That's good anti-inflammatory bacteria that's looking for.
Ooh,
that total is €940.
Oh, that's quite good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because the DNA fragmentation
really
test alone is normally $499 in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember. We had everything, so it was like 1,700 for
Wow. Did you do microbiome on Tony?
No, not microbiome. We didn't have that.
So 1,700, and it didn't even include microbiome.
No, it was literally just DNA fragmentation, a general semen analysis, ultrasound, and bloods, and hormone testing.
There wouldn't be an ultrasound. Now he has mentioned a few times, the doctor, varicocele.
Oh.
So maybe Steve will get touched.
Well, they're a lot more common than you think as well, and they'll be checking for it.
Which again, we don't have any reason to think there's anything wrong with these sperm, but they're just doing the more in-depth test now.
Yeah.
For me, they've recommended NK testing, the 6 mutations of thrombophilia, so that's your blood clotting, different ones, a hysteroscopy, so not looking. I did actually, off the back of this, text Antalya yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't actually spoken to them since my transfer failed, and just said, when you did that hysteroscopy, did you check to look for inflammation? Because he was the doctor at this clinic kept saying, have they got a DVD of it? And I was like, I don't think they do, but I did ask yesterday, so we'll see. But they want to do hysteroscopy to look at inflammation. Uterine culture, so that's and your vaginal culture, so looking at your lactobacilli. I'm seeing so much on lactobacilli that you need over 90% good bacteria, and mine was like 25%.
Really? But you've been taking the
Z2S on for 2 months now, yeah. And I'm like, there's no point in me testing it if I'm going to be going potentially to Athens to do this. But, when you're just like, shit, I wonder if it's always been low. Maybe I'm one of those people who doesn't, and I don't know. I need to look up my gut bacteria as well. But anyway, and then they also do antibiotic washes if needed that are €50 each. So for me, it was £950. So in total, that was €1,890, which is £15,093 to today's conversion. So £1,500. Bearing in mind, there are other companies where you could get a panel done that's generic. This is the thing. These are for me. This is not a generic panel. These were recommended off a consultation that I had with the doctor of what me and Steve needed based on our tests and it's not a general panel. They did say you can do some of it with testing in the UK, like send off samples and stuff, but to go out to have even a hysteroscopy included in that price is wild. They do have their own labs though, which I think makes a difference in the price. And they're not a very well-known clinic. So I am probably going to go ahead. As I said, I'm still waiting to talk to them. But I would imagine maybe, because obviously you've then got to add in your travel to Greece.
Yeah.
But
then
on next week's episode, next week's episode, I'm going to tell you about the pricing I was given for the UK to actually have similar tests in the UK. And about Emma and Alice. We had someone request to talk about Emma and Alice and Era and stuff, but we'll talk about that next week. But so £1,593 plus travel to Greece, which you're probably thinking maybe another 1,500, like for flights and accommodation, like, you know, not summing it,
Yeah.
like probably trying to, and kind of having a holiday out of it.
Yeah.
You'd probably look at about, say, 3,000 all in, which is the same price as a round of like IVF if you went to Turkey. But this would be all the tests I think we'd ever need because it's everything.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Because if you think about it, we spent 1,700, then plus the £300 consultation that we had before. So let's say £2,000 we spent with Jonathan Ramsey, and that's just testing Tony. And that's not even like Steve is already going to get more. I know you said it's like individualized for you two, but he's already getting more, and you're getting tests as well
Yeah.
for less than what we paid for that sort of stuff. That's pretty
And they
good.
do stuff like lit treatment and all that kind of business out there as well.
Mm,
But this is what they've said he wants to look at first. So
yeah.
yeah, that's what we're
Well,
going to
that's
have a
really
little look at.
exciting.
So yeah, it was a really nice call. There is the language barriers a little bit more challenging than other abroad clinics I've spoken to, but it's fine. Like I kind of think in these situations, for the clinical expertise, the guy's actually the main doctor there is a pathologist.
Oh.
So he's very, very clever. And
Mm,
he's got his team speak good enough English. He speaks good. I can understand him. And then I kind of feel like if you can't, that's what Google Translate is for. And also, if I'm sending over test results and documents, they're easy enough to translate.
yeah,
So it kind of
definitely.
feels like, do I need to worry that much about we're not going to be sat there bearing our souls to each other. So does it really matter that the
Bearing
language,
our souls.
like, do you know what I mean? It's not like Dear
Yeah,
Diary. It's like quite just testing, isn't it?
yeah. And
Um,
and you can always ask as well, like if you don't
yeah.
understand anything, and like
hmm
that's really
And one
cool.
of our listeners went and had quite a good experience there as well
Oh,
recently.
nice. Okay,
So it's been a
that's
long time coming. I've
positive.
been speaking to them since May. So um, nothing, I just feel like nothing in this space is quick. But also, I'm not really
No,
in a position to go at the minute anyway. It will probably, I think October, they were talking about it being like out of season and like, you know, they were kind of they were quite like, maybe you should come out of season, it'll be cheaper. Like they were kind of almost thinking like ahead. And I was like, you do know that the Athens Riviera is dubbed the new Dubai. Like, I do want to come while it's still hot, hun.
yeah,
I want to make the most of this. And also like with flights and stuff, you know, there've been more flights running in like peak season, isn't there? So in an ideal
hmm
world, you know,
Let's go
I would
now.
go tomorrow. He also did recommend me to get blood tests done on the 4th and 5th day of my cycle to
hmm
basically test for PCOS. But I'm like, I just don't see the benefit. Like, I've got it.
Yeah, I mean, surely if you've got
Like,
symptoms and you know your body well
mm,
enough, like you'll know.
yeah. Well, at the
I
end of
mean,
the day, if we do choose to go in October or whatever, I will do it like just before we go, maybe. Or if
yeah,
we're there for day 4 and 5, the sample, they can do it
I suppose it
afterwards.
can't
That's
hurt.
nice.
It can't like hurt having the blood test, can it? Like,
No, I'm not sure what time of year what time of your cycle, if there's any particular time to go. I haven't got that far yet.
mm,
But as always, guys, I will take you along on the journey. But they
off of
do
that
home
price.
testing kits as well. So I did say, do you want to tell me a bit more about your home testing kits? Because I'm not really, because obviously for me, they've not recommended that. But I think if they do
Mm,
recommend it for people, like things like your NK tests, you could probably do your, I mean, you wouldn't be able to do uterine, could you? Because they do that with fertility, don't they? I don't know.
yeah.
I'll find out more about it though anyway, guys.
Yeah, keep us posted on that.
And
That's
keep
so
you
cool.
posted on it, definitely. And then next week, I'll tell you about the other webinar I went to with a UK clinic.
Oh,
But yeah,
yes.
tell us
Nice.
about your week, Charlie.
I don't really have much to report. I did watch Tony and I watched a very that's quite a funny show on Disney Plus actually. I can't remember where I heard about it, but I was like, we had like some time together, and they're quite short episodes. So I was like, oh, let's just watch this. And I was like, Tony won't like it, but he really liked it. Anyway, it's called Alice and Steve, or Steve and Alice, I can't remember. And it's about this two best friends. They're in their 50s, and one of the mum has a daughter who's like 26 or 27, I can't remember. And basically, Steve gets with the daughter, and then it all like continues and stuff, like the whole story and everything.
I've
But
heard of
then,
this.
yeah, I can't remember. I must have heard it on a pod. Oh,
Was it Vogue and Joanne?
yeah, my therapist goes to me.
Yeah,
That's
it
exactly
was,
where I
wasn't
heard
it?
it from.
Yes,
I
yeah.
enjoy their recommendations because I've also watched Mother of All Cons,
Have you?
which, oh,
I
yeah,
don't
that
like it,
is.
right? I'm going to be honest. I don't like a
You
documentary.
don't, do you? You're not a
No.
big. I'm surprised you watched The Plastic Detox.
I mean, I was dragged through it. We committed to doing an episode on plastics. And I was like, I'm going to have to watch this. I mean, don't get me wrong. That documentary, I will be open. It's changed my life. It's changed a lot of
Yeah,
how I live. There
yeah.
obviously is benefit, but like, I don't know. I just like Love
Well,
Island.
the mother of I love Love Island. The Mother of All Cons is like it's more of like a crime. like
So I heard
thing.
about
So
that on
yeah.
Luana because Louisa says she's sure that
Mm.
she donated money to them,
Well,
or they
yeah,
were asked to work with her in a charity.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a really big charity. They had so much going on with like One Direction, and
Oh
Louis
wow.
from One Direction did loads of stuff for them. Yeah, it's like this whole big web. That was just mind blowing. But Alice and Steve, or Steve and Alice, I can't remember which one it is, which way. There was just this really nice bit at the end. I don't really want to give it away if people are going to watch it, but he made a really nice comment about having there's like this all transpires. This is like the second to last episode or whatever, about having a chosen family and like basically, how do I say about it without giving away the storyline? Or should I just give away the storyline?
Well, it's been out a while now. I feel like if
Yeah.
people want to watch it, skip
Okay,
forward. But hang on. So he gets with the mum's daughter.
yeah, who's
Chosen
26.
family.
No, no, no. This is where it comes in. So basically,
Right.
it turns out she's pregnant. Okay.
With
So this is a
him.
spoiler. Wow, that's what she thinks. Then she goes to the scan, and then they say, "Oh, you're further along than you realise. Well done for making it to 20, like this time, whatever. Do you want
Oh,
to?"
so it wasn't his.
So yeah, so then it was the person she had to her boyfriend before. So then
These fertile women.
yeah, well, yeah, lovely. Because it was like he's in his 50s, and then he was like, it was really sad because he was like, "Oh, I've always wanted a family or whatever." Blah, blah. Anyway, basically, there's this like scene in the car, and then she's saying, "Do you want this? Like, I'm giving you a get out clause if you don't want it. Like, um, I can raise it by myself. I want this baby." And he was like, "No, I do want it. Like, and actually the baby will know that it's a chosen baby, like a chosen
Yeah.
family." So
Oh,
like
that's
he's
nice.
actually, yeah. So I thought that was really sweet. And it made me like think about if
Did they
like we
not give
don't
the other
go.
dad a choice?
Yeah, they obviously they
Okay.
told the other dad, you'll have to watch it. He was
I will not be watching it, but thanks. It
it's
sounds
quite
real. Is it? Doesn't sound like it's not a documentary,
no,
no.
it's
Is it like a?
documentary. It's
That
a real
doesn't sound
it's
like my
just
street. I just don't like the thought of that. What about poor old
really
Alice or whatever in it? Who's Alice? Is that
Alice
the
was
mum?
not. Oh well, Alice goes mental. She
Well, I'm
goes
not surprised. Why are we
crazy.
romanticizing this? Like he is like were they best friends or something, or they married?
They were best friends, but they also had
Would you be
relations.
okay if you had a son and I started dating your son? If you started
Probably
dating my
not.
stepson, but bear in mind he's 10 now,
No,
right?
stop
So,
it.
no, because say for example,
Yeah.
when he gets to 25, that's 15 years. You would be in it like just around 50. It's the same thing. It's like if you were dating my
Yeah.
stepson now.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that is like you're my friend, and he's like
It's
a
probably
child in my
because
house.
yeah, but it's probably because you're like there's nothing wrong with like older relationships and like people going out with
No, but
it's the fact that
it's the
it's your
fact that
best friend.
he would have watched her grow up. That's what I don't
Yeah.
like.
Well, there was a few comments like that as well. And but
Yeah.
the mum goes a
It's
bit
all right if
crazy
you
and
meet later in life, I think, but if you've literally watched him grow up and you've been a
yeah.
part of that family, I think it's taking a bit advantage.
Yeah. Well, I think it's meant to be like a funny series. There were a few lols. I did laugh aloud. Tony was laughing. He enjoyed it.
Okay.
Um,
And it's got
so
a
it's,
nice core chosen
yeah,
child. We
the
like
ending's
that.
a bit like loose because it just ends abruptly, and then you're like, oh
Is there a
no,
season
what's going
2?
to happen? Not yet, don't you think? So, but it did make me think that if we don't go through with IVF or like if IVF doesn't work, I don't think I'd be adverse to
No.
adopting and like having a chosen family, like
Yeah,
choosing a child. And like, it made me, I don't know, I just was quite
it's
nice actually
nice.
when he said that.
Yeah.
I got a bit emotional with that. I was like, oh,
Aw.
I know. I was just like, that's really lovely. Even though it's meant to be a comedy, I think. I was like, oh, that's lovely. Oh, Steve.
Probably a comedy if you're not involved in a situation that
Yeah.
brings it to life.
Yeah, I was, and when you know where the story's going, I was like, oh, she's going to be find out she's pregnant. They're going to like, you could kind
Yeah.
of like do it, and I was like, oh, one of those. But actually, it was a good series. I
Yeah.
quite enjoyed it, just for like switch. It was easy to watch. I
Yeah.
think that half an hour episode. So, but yeah, that was our TV that we've watched
And what was Mother
together.
of All Cons about? Is that where she pretends her daughter's got cancer or something?
She doesn't pretend. Have
Oh.
you heard of Munchausen's by proxy?
Yeah, so what happened to Gypsy Lee?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even know about Gypsy Lee.
She did Paul
My
Brunson's podcast the other day.
I want to listen to it because my
Mm.
eyebrow lady was telling me about that because I was obviously talking
Did you
about
never
Mother of All
watch the
Cons.
programme? It was
No.
around lockdown time it came out.
No.
God, I can't remember what it was called now. She had like, it wasn't called like Gypsy Lee Rose. It was called like,
Yeah.
I can't remember, but it's like Joey King is, the actress Joey King. She plays her,
Oh,
and it shows the
okay.
whole thing of how she used to be like claim she couldn't walk, but apparently she sat on Paul Brunson's podcast the other day and was like, I always knew I could walk.
Yeah. It's just because basically when you like if your mum's telling you you're ill and you
Yeah.
can't walk, you just believe your mum. Like, and then
Yeah.
you're like, you're
And
just
then
going
you
through
end
it.
up shooting her like Gypsy Rose.
Yeah, well, that's what I didn't realize. She would go into prison. This poor
Oh,
woman,
and what? Oh, what? You
what,
talking about Gypsy Rose? Went to
Gypsy
prison.
Rose, yeah.
What
This
did this
poor,
woman do?
she died. Like, the child died.
So there was something wrong with her.
Well, yeah, because she's like dosing her with morphine. Like,
Oh
because,
God! Right. Okay. So is
yeah.
that like manslaughter then?
Well, she's never been found guilty of anything. They've never like charged her or anything. That's why I couldn't,
What?
like, baffled me. Yeah. But
Uh-huh.
it just made me like, she was like, yeah, that's just crazy. Mother of all cons is like, that was mind blowing. I just couldn't believe
Yeah.
stuff like that is going on. But it's a mental disorder, isn't it? You
Yeah. It is.
just, yeah, I don't know. Like, it did drag on a bit, that documentary, actually, if I'm honest. But and then because you don't know where, in the beginning you don't know where it's going, and you're like, ooh, and they like make it out to
Yeah.
be like, and it's like the people involved in the charity were then kind of like going to the mum and being like, this isn't real, like what you're doing, like we smell a rat, and no
Yeah.
one was believing them. And then
I
this woman
know.
was so powerful, and she had all these people behind her, that she's like, um they got everyone to turn against the people that were trying to rat her out. And then,
Right.
but like, I think like if they'd have got to her sooner, the child may have survived.
Yeah. That's awful.
Yeah,
What was
so
that
that
one?
was,
That the other one Joanne recommended that I said to you about the other day about the woman. They find that woman
oh,
driving with
the
the
maternal thing. I can't remember what it
maternal
was called.
maternal instinct.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
what
I
was
haven't
that?
watched it yet, but that sounds up my street because only because she left it on a cliffhanger. But Joanne was saying that they find this
Mm.
woman driving along the road, and the police pull her over, and she's there like all erratic and like it's like I've just given birth. I'm on the way to hospital to meet my husband there. Like we're talking like baby and placenta hanging out.
Oh my
And
god.
then they get to hospital, and the hospital like she is not just given birth. So it's like, well, where's this baby come
Oh no.
from, and where's the mother? And then that's all that she said. So I was a bit like, oh, like, and then I thought, oh, was that a bit triggery?
Yeah. Well, didn't she say? I didn't hear that one. I think she was
Well,
talking
she
about
told Vogue not to watch
not
it,
to
didn't
watch it.
she?
Yeah.
Who's Vogue's
Yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounded more up my street.
Yeah. That's not a documentary though, is it? Or is that a
Yeah,
documentary?
I thought
Oh,
it was.
well, maybe it is. Yeah.
I don't know why I don't like documentaries. I do like, I've watched some before that I've liked.
Yeah, I do like a documentary. It has to be a bit gripping, though.
I just don't have much time to watch. I'd rather read a book.
Yeah, you're good. You're more wholesome. I
I'm a
need,
wholesome
I need,
queen.
I need TV. Also, I want like, I think after going away on holiday again, like it just went so quickly, and then me and Tony were like, oh, we should book another holiday. And then we're like, oh, but like actually we need to spend money on like the IVF stuff. We really need to like get going with IVF. And then it's like, but then we could have a holiday before. And then obviously a holiday is a lot cheaper than how much IVF would be. And then we're like,
Not
why can't we have
necessarily.
both? And then I'm like, then you were talking now about going to Greece and getting that like the Locus Medicus. I was like, oh, maybe we could spend like £2,000 on that. Like, do you know, like there's so many things like to do. And it's like this
Mm.
decision of like what to do. And I feel like it's a bit of pressure, you know?
And we had a few comments actually when I put a box out and asked what you guys wanted to
Mm,
hear. A few people said actually holidays, like weddings, like putting your life on hold for IVF.
mm,
And we
mm.
mentioned it last week, didn't we? Of a few weeks ago, sorry, that I've noticed a few people on TikTok where treatments maybe not work for people recently. They've all started going on holiday and like
Yeah.
taking that break and like reconnecting with each other, a bit like what we were saying last week about Zita and
Mhm.
saying about reconnecting with your partner and taking that time. But it's just so hard, isn't it? Because it's like
Mm.
you do think I think there's almost like a guilt of spending that money.
Yeah.
But one of our followers, Chloe, I'm
Mhm.
not sure this is really sad
Yes.
because I'm not sure she'll be listening anymore. But Chloe
Oh.
Cav on TikTok and Instagram, if you don't follow her, go follow. She is like human sunshine, that girl.
Mhm.
She's from Glasgow and she is just the most gorgeous, pretty, but like, when you just see someone, you're like, I bet you are just sound, like
Yeah.
gorgeous girl, like just looks so positive. Anyway, she's been trying for like 2 years for a baby.
Mhm.
She's in her 20s. She's getting married. So she was a bit like, look, we're on the list for IVF. That's we're due to get to the front of the list in October. We're getting married in September. We're just going to enjoy the summer now. Like, take off the stress of trying. She thinks she was finding it quite all consuming. She
Mhm.
used to do TikToks on like buying faith purchases. Every month when her period came, she'd go and buy a faith
Yes,
purchase,
I
like a
saw
baby
that. Yeah.
grow or a blanket or something. Um, and she just really honestly shares her journey on TikTok and stuff. And it's just so lovely. She went on a hen do in April. And
Mhm.
she'd been in a wedding in Montenegro or somewhere like that. She was kind of been a bit quiet for a while, and then her wedding's obviously coming up. and she's just announced her pregnancy. So she got pregnant, I think, just around the time of the Hendo, actually. And I messaged her and I was like, this is incredible. But also, you have been so busy. You've been at your Hendo and other people's weddings. You seem to have been go, go, go. Like, you're in and out of the country. You're planning all this stuff. Like, she's busy working. She works as like a wedding dresser. So, you know, what, like, do you think that you're that unicorn who you took your mind off it and actually then it happened? And she said, the 1 month I really just let my hair down. It was her best friend's engagement party, her Hindu. She was out drinking for a friend's birthday, and she said it was the month it just happened for her. 2 years of trying to conceive, and she said if she had a time machine, she would go back and never put anything on hold.
Really?
And I just thought, what a good... And if you are listening, we really appreciate you, Chloe, and I'm really sad because you probably won't need to listen anymore because you're a baby.
Yeah.
But
She might still listen.
I actually had someone message me the other day about the Zeta vitamins, code FDP10 for 10% off site-wide. And someone was saying they were actually just pregnant and they were going to buy their like pregnancy plan. And I was like, yes,
that is
love
cool.
that. So she's been listening and got pregnant in that time and now is on the pregnancy plan. Their pregnancy vitamins are meant to be unreal. Ashley Stobart uses them. Oh my God, Ashley Stobart had her baby.
Yes.
Sweetheart Stobart. I'm obsessed.
I know. That
Born under the strawberry moon. Sweetheart Stobart is just like, I love that name. I think it's incredible.
What's their other child? They had another one.
She's got Saskia. That was from her previous relationship. Snow, like Snowy, Snow and Teddy. So Teddy's obviously short for like, because the dad's Ed Stobart, isn't he?
Okay, yeah.
And then, Snow Stobart and Sweetheart Stobart. I think that's just such a sick name. I love it. Sweetheart Stobart, like the rhyming, the alliteration. It's like everything I love.
Well, we love an alliteration, don't we?
We do.
Like, I would never think to call my child that, but it's so beautiful.
It's such a good... I just literally was like, what an original... She did use a name consultant. I'm not sure. I think she said the name she got wasn't from the naming consultant, but in like Cheshire, obviously with all the like super rich people and wags and stuff that live there is like naming consultants and they charge £1,000.
Yeah, I've seen someone
a name.
Yeah, I've seen a naming consultant online. I used to follow her when like right at the beginning of like when we started trying.
Is that mad?
Yeah, and like
so I think she used one, but I think the name they came up with was their own.
Okay.
Because like it's just perfect. I just think it's an incredible name.
Yeah,
Sweetheart Stobart.
We could be shortened to like sweetie.
So Sweetie Stobart.
I actually really like. I think I prefer that to Sweetheart. Sweetie.
I just like the rhyming, like Sweetheart Stobart.
It's lovely.
Yeah. Anyway, we digress. Sorry, guys. But yes. Anyway, so I just thought that was a really, and it's one of those things, isn't it? Like just relax, but like actually for someone who was putting a lot of pressure on herself, probably, I think she'd say that herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think, but isn't it? And I know one of our other listeners at the minute, she's just gone to do IVF. She's getting married next year. And I just kind of think, so what if you're pregnant? Right, Chloe was saying the other day, she's got to go and get her teeny tiny size 6 dress. Suddenly now trying to see what they can do for like a 5-month pregnancy belly by the time she's pregnant, like how it gets married.
Yeah, but she probably won't grow that much anyway.
No, and I just kind of think, I think things have a funny way of working out. And yes, you might not want to be a pregnant bride, but things work out the way they're meant to. And I just thought it was a really good idea of not putting your life on hold, but also I do think there's 2 camps, Charly, and I think unfortunately we do fall into I don't necessarily think we put our life on hold. We're the opposite. It's an avoidance technique. We've said it before. Yeah. I think there's putting your life on hold and not doing anything and being like, we haven't had an abroad holiday for 5 years because we've been doing IVF treatment. I see that a lot online, and that's at the end of the day, if that's your priority and that's where you want to put your money, then you're going to have to there's going to have to be some sacrifices. But I also just kind of think I do feel quite strongly that my 30s so far have been clouded so heavily by this. Even when you're out doing stuff, like, we've had some amazing holidays, like last year, for example. So at the end of 2024, our cycle failed, right? 2 cycles failed. So February 2025, I thought, I'm booking a dream holiday that I want to go on that we would not be able to do if we had children. So I booked we went to Amalfi Coast and then we went to Croatia because Steve didn't want to go to Amalfi Coast and I didn't want to go to Croatia. So we compromised and went to both.
Love that.
Yeah, so we went to like Serenity because I thought, Amalfi, Croatia you could go to with kids, but we went to Dubrovnik. I love Dubrovnik. Actually, it was really funny because I didn't want to go to Croatia and I absolutely adored it. I preferred it to the Amalfi Coast, but Amalfi Coast is lots of walking, lots of stairs. You wouldn't want to take a baby, would you? Let's face it.
No.
And also I'm not really a doer on holiday, am I? And
no,
you like very dewy, but I did enjoy it and it was lovely. And that for us was like, let's do a holiday that's like adults. We wouldn't be able to do it if we had children. We know we're going to go into doing another round of IVF. So let's enjoy ourselves. And then I kind of started looking around. It was around the time I started looking at clinics around that time. We had a lovely break. But then I was a bit like, I've just spent an absolute fortune on that holiday. And now we have to find the money to to do another round. I will say we were really lucky. We chose to go, well, not lucky, but we chose to go to Antalya. It's a $3,000 round and we got a holiday out of it. We didn't stay at the accommodation Antalya offer. We booked a like studio apartment, hotel thing, like one of those kind of apartments where they change the sheets every day. But it was like, so you had like the TV area, fire stick and all that kind of stuff, like recovery.
Oh, nice.
But obviously you just want someone to change bedding every day, don't you?
Yeah, not made
so that worked out fine. And it was like, we got a bit of a holiday. I will say someone's there at the minute and they were like, this isn't a holiday, like you're at the clinic all the time. I did actually find out. I really romanticised it.
Yeah, it's what you make of it, isn't it? Like, you know.
But it's a way of combining the two when you can't, because you can. I mean, you are the queen of, I think you're the queen of not putting your life on hold, but you do it to the detriment of your fertility journey.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think, I
am. Your wedding was purely off the back of a failed IVF round. Would you have got married, do you think, had that IVF round worked?
Yeah, but I think it would have been a completely different like experience. Like, do you know what's crazy though? Like when we were planning that wedding years and years and years ago, before we actually kind of knew what we want, like
then you were going to go to Tuscany.
Yeah, after that, but I think we must have moved back because I bought this journal from Paper Chase, and I remember writing down different things. I had like a soul fries section, still one of those in Bristol. A soul fries section. Yeah,
I thought they were
maybe
shut down. No, they went bust years ago.
No, something else.
That's where my travel journal was from. They said the best journals in there.
Yeah, they did. So this was one of these books, and it was actually from Paper Chase in Cabot, Cribs Causeway actually. But anyway, I'd written like sections in this book of like things I would like, my dream soul fries outcomes, dream honeymoon outcomes, dream wedding outcomes. And on the wedding outcome, on the wedding thing, it was like 3-day event, saxophone player, big buffet set, like style food, like all of it, basically.
Your wedding.
Everything I had 5 years prior, I'd put in that book came true, except for one thing, which was like a little page boy or a little page girl.
I did have your nephew there.
As in like my own. I say maybe.
You manifested too. You weren't specific enough. Your nephew was only what, 2?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was just been turning 3. Oh yeah, to be fair, actually, maybe that's what I manifested. So everything came true on that thing. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's like, I've got like dream house, all of that sort of stuff, and like things like slowly taking off, which is crazy. Like, I think obviously we worked very hard like to get to do all our wedding and stuff, but yeah, that was a complete off the back of doing IVF and not working, because I was like, I think we both were just like, Tony was the one to do it. He said, let's get married, let's do the wedding. And we went through like loads of different things of like, maybe we'll keep it small so that we could then think about doing IVF. And then we're like, do you know what? Let's just do the wedding and then do IVF. But then from the wedding, then I started training for high rocks. And then I was like, oh, now I'm doing high rocks. I'll do another high rocks. Like, it's just, we know I'm avoidant. I've got avoidant behavior and I do things that I know I can control. But it's getting to the point now where I'm like, okay, time is ticking. We need to like crack on. And like, you're right. Like we could spend £2,500 on a holiday, enjoy ourselves, and then be like, oh, then we'll do IVF because we'll be nice and relaxed. Or we could take that money and put it towards, I don't know, going to get more tests and even like going to Greece or something. I don't know. It's just
Do you not just think the holidays are so... I found this with your last holiday. So it's interesting that you're like, oh, we enjoyed the holiday so much, we want another one. Because I was like, God, your holiday went so quick. And now it's all over and the money's gone.
Well, now we're like, we need to go for 10 days.
But I made the decision this year that we haven't had a holiday this year. And that was because of just other decisions I made. We will do an episode. I keep saying we're going to do an episode on this. We will. We have actually got it planned now. But I made a decision at the beginning of the year about like, I wanted to take as much time off as I could. And that, like, whereas if I'd taken a bit less time off, I could have had a really like beautiful holiday. But I kind of was a bit like where I'm at in life at the minute. I wanted time.
Yeah, well, I also mean like,
but that's also why we paused our journey this year and haven't done any. You know, we could have rushed back to Turkey, but I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. We could have gone straight into testing, but just felt a bit uncertain.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. It comes with uncertainty, doesn't it? Like, we still don't know what's going on with Tony's sperm, and like, we need to kind of figure that out. Decide, like, I think that's probably.
But then you kind of made a direct choice to not find out what's going on with Tony's sperm. That's where you've actually got to kind of flip the script sometimes and think, we've chosen not to know.
Yeah. Yeah, because
We chose to go to Crete and drink margaritas. Margarita by the leader.
that was that, oh, they were so good. That was, I mean, that was always in. Like, now it's the time where we have to really be like, what are we going to do, Charlie and Tony? Like, we need to decide. Because I know we will try IVF. Like, we're definitely going to do it. It's just a case of when.
But then
And then
what's the
before,
point? Yeah, but that's this is the thing of like,
exactly.
if you don't do
But
it now, it's the outcomes are always going to get less and less
yeah,
positive.
exactly. And before you know it, then I'll be 50 and I'll be like, oh, you know,
Oh,
I got
Portia's
these
stepson.
holidays. Yeah. No, like everyone, it will be the case of everyone will be moving on. Like, you'll have had a baby, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't have one. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it
I
just,
do sometimes sit and I'm like, God, will we ever have a baby? I can't even imagine seeing a positive pregnancy test. I really can't. But
it's
then you kind
hard.
of do
It's
you. But
hard
then
when
I
you.
wonder if some people get to the stage where I wonder if you ever regret how much you threw at it.
Mm. Well, this
I'd
is,
like to know that if anyone has been, because I know
yeah.
some people who have been through the ringer and are tens and tens and
Mm.
tens of thousands of pounds
Yep.
deep, and they've had every test and they've done everything and there's still no baby. And I do know that some of them are a bit like, oh, what was it all for? But can you really regret throwing everything at it? I don't think you
No,
can.
because you
Like,
tried. And I think that's what me and Tony have said. Like, we need to try, because
mm,
if we don't try, or we decide, or we make a decision about what we want to do, you know, like, it's got to be, we either try and we go for it, keep going, stop starting, stop doing things to avoid, but enjoy life in the process. Like, we have gone from being like super strict to them being like, hey, we're working now, like, it's a lot, you can have that bit. You can have
I'm
that
done
beer.
all the
I'm
good
like,
work.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like, isn't it crazy? Like, don't you think, like, I said to Tony the other day, like, if his results had come back, did we talk about this on the pod, or do I talk to you about this privately? Like, if his results had come back and his sperm was like really good, would he have continued doing what he was doing?
Yeah.
Do you know? It's like, oh, it's just such a, like a,
Yeah, because that's almost like when we talk about blame that we were talking about last
mm,
week, it's very easy for him to kind of be like, well, it hasn't
wasn't
worked
working.
anyway, so what's the point? But then if you think if it had have
Yeah,
worked, he might have been like, well, I know I reckon he'd still think like,
yeah,
well, I know what I need to do, so I can just do it again,
yeah,
like
yeah.
duplicate that.
Yeah, exactly. And it could
It's
have been
really
any
hard.
reasons. It's really hard. Yeah. And then it's like, why not go, like, obviously, if you can afford it, why not go on holiday and just chill out for another week or whatever, and then go and do it? But also, it's that guilt again. It's like, well, I should
But you
have.
never know how much fertility treatment is going to cost as well. I think this is the thing.
Mm,
It has a starting price, but
yeah.
then if that fails, you've then got that whole cost again,
Yeah.
or
Well,
you've got more costs for
mm.
testing.
Well, going back to Tony's varicocele embolization, that was like £7,000. And
Oh
then,
God, I
like, if we
know.
don't, and say, for example, we use the frozen sperm that we've got, and say we're lucky enough to get pregnant from that, then it's like, we just spent £7,000 on something that,
Mm.
not using. Or if we,
And you've
es-
stored that sperm for all those years when you could have just used it
yeah,
at the time.
yeah,
And then
exactly.
you've got to add up the
Or,
storage costs. It's a
yeah,
lot. But then again, you haven't
mm,
put your life on hold. You've done some lovely things. You've got some lovely
yeah,
memories.
yeah,
It's a
exactly.
bit different though, because we are in a different position because we haven't got married.
Mm,
Me and Steve have been engaged like 9 years in January.
wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy,
it's
isn't it?
it's mental. Been together 9 years this summer actually.
Mm.
We got engaged very quickly, guys. Hence why we didn't get married straight away. It was got love bombed.
A whirlwind.
It was whirlwind. Although if everyone who laughed back when we got engaged after six
Who
months, who's laughing
laughed?
now? Oh, I think quite a lot of people. I think people were like,
Oh.
"What the? Like you've literally just met
Oh,
him."
well, oh, because it was so fast. But
Yeah,
like, no, no, who was laughing?
yeah,
But I know what
yeah.
you mean, yeah.
I'm watching
But
you.
yeah, yeah, you could be like,
Um,
look at us
well,
now.
literally, yeah. But we would never have a big wedding anyway. I think we've said this before, but like
Yeah.
we'd probably elope anyway. But you kind of think, then, but then it's like a case of I think, well, no, we won't get married because we're doing IVF. Then we're not actively doing anything at the minute. We're
What
planning
you could
again.
do is you could go and do IVF and get married at the same time, and then just
Could
go
you
abroad.
imagine anything worse than that stress of IVF and then trying to be happy and get married in the middle of it? Oh my
Well,
God.
maybe the marriage will take your mind off it. So then that would be the.
It would be, I actually can't think of anything I'd least rather do. That sounds absolutely horrific. That's the worst idea ever.
You're gonna have
Don't
so
do that, guys.
hormonal,
Yeah,
so
don't.
hormonal on my
You might
wedding
walk into
day.
a marriage you regret. Um, but yeah, I think it's just so hard. You don't want to put your life on hold. I think it's just two things. You put your life on hold, or
Mm,
you can just completely avoid doing treatment. But I think we're at a stage now, I don't want to avoid it anymore. There is other things to consider. I can't just run off to Greece and go and get these tests done. Like, we've got work, we've got commitments. You've got to find, you've got to get the dog boarders dates. That's the biggest hurdle in my world. And I do think that the next 2 years are going to be pivotal. Like, I kind of feel like 37 and 38, I will throw everything at it. And then it will be my priority for those years. And I think if it didn't work after 38, my mum had me when she was 38. So in my head, that's like my benchmark. If it doesn't work then you're still only 39. And I'm sorry, but only 39 is a thing, because that's still young in fertility years.
And 40,
Anne Hathaway, 43.
Yeah.
Also,
so
I
many
find it really
women.
weird that Anne Hathaway was having to justify, like, just know that this pregnancy, getting all my pregnancies weren't easy. Why are you having to justify? Just, we're all happy for you. You don't have to just. I sometimes feel
Maybe
like when
she's
women
had
get
some.
pregnant, they're like, I need everyone to know this was a really hard journey, and like, don't hate me because it wasn't easy. And I'm like, we shouldn't be hating on any woman who's pregnant anyway.
We should not be hating on anyone.
No, but she's 43, and it's just so much more common these days. But I think these are peak. Like, that my fertility is only going to get worse from here. It's quite good at the minute. From last year, it was good. Who knows what it is right now? But I doubt it's going to fall off a cliff that dramatically in a year. I think I would like to get at least do the test this year, even if we don't do IVF again this year. Test this year. Then maybe if we find out what we need, I've got those 4 embryos. I still would like to use those embryos. I would, obviously the dream is to fall pregnant naturally, but I do want twins, so putting 2 embryos in might help that. So yeah, I think my plan would be to combine that, but I would really treat Athens as a holiday as well.
Yeah,
I would probably treat it as a content trip, to be honest. I do content creation. So I would also probably be looking to work with some brands out, like take some brands with me, not like physically, like take products with me and do brand work. And even maybe do you know Airbnbs, if you do travel content, Airbnbs are really good abroad. They often collaborate.
Well, there we go. It's a working holiday.
I would probably kind of throw everything at it and be like, if we're going over there for that, I want to go explore. Athens Riviera looks incredible. And I think, you need to be there for like 4 or 5 days. It's like a mini break. It wouldn't be like a full holiday. And that would be the only holiday we've had this year. Obviously, we went to Turkey in January for like 2 nights. But that was the decision I made this year, was to not have a holiday, to take some time for myself, work out what I wanted to do with my life, which I've done now. I'm actually I just feel this year, taking that time out, and we will cover this in like a couple of weeks. Honestly, it's done me the world of good, and I have more clarity now than ever. So yeah, the next 2 years are going to be testing this year, and then next year we will absolutely do more treatment regardless of what it looks like. So that will probably include a holiday to Turkey for treatment. I can't see that we've been together 10 years next year. I did want to get married. So maybe we'll do, and it's Steve's 40th next year, so maybe we'll do like a holiday for that. But I can't see, I'm not going to be doing like loads of like mini breaks. You're not going to see me going here, there and everywhere. Like, I'm going to get my head down, focus on work. I want to stack money this year.
Nice.
And stack babies. Stack embryos.
Get those twins.
Stack money and stack babies. No, stack some money and really focus on fertility. That is my
I think that's really good.
I don't think there's, the weddings and holidays aren't a priority for me at the minute. So I'm willing for the next 2 years to put my life on hold for this, because I've kind of not done the opposite, but we've had some incredible holidays over the last few years. And some of the reasons why we haven't had holidays is more because of the dogs, because obviously my dog's disabled and it's really hard to get care and whatever. I like to put my dogs in boarding. It's like 70 quid a night for them. It's expensive.
Wow. For both of them,
but it's like for a week though, that's like...
Yeah, adds up.
Yeah, and then also they always get a groom thrown on at the end, which is like 90 quid for 2 of them. So, I mean, even to go this weekend, they're in Borders 3 nights. 3 nights in a groom is like 350 quid.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
So it's almost like you're paying for a whole other holiday.
For the dog's holiday.
Yeah.
They're having their own one.
Yeah. So that's I'm making a pledge now, guys. That's my pledge for the next 2 years.
And I'm going to keep you accountable. That's good. It's good that you have that and you have that goal. And you're ticking things off already, so...
Well, apparently Jupiter's moved into wherever it's moved into. Like in your planets. And last year was my like Jupiter returns, which is like every 12 years. Remember I said that the acupuncturist was like, I see you being at home, which I have been. She thought I was going to get pregnant, but then she was like, I think it's the podcast was like, kind of that big fertility thing. Yeah.
The conception of the fertility.
I would have rather conceived a baby, but here we are.
Instead, you have to speak to me every week.
Literally, though. How nice is that, though?
That's when it grows.
But Jupiter is now in my money house, and everything I keep seeing, my whole algorithm on Instagram is literally like, you're going to be rich, baby. And I'm like, So with the fertility has left the building, although apparently Lionsgate is coming up in a couple of weeks. Yeah, so Lionsgate Portal's coming up. I think we should do an episode on that.
Okay,
But that is
cool.
apparently because it's the year of the fire horse and it's like
Oh,
Leo,
yes.
like Lionsgate, fire, meant to be really good for fertility.
Fire.
Fire. So yeah, basically.
Okay, cool.
So
Oh,
what are
this
you
is
going to do then? So
yeah.
you're still going to be avoidant? Well,
Probably.
why don't you do another High Rocks after Rome?
No, I've said Rome will be the last
Renew your
one.
vows.
Oh, really? Yeah. Jenny, let's just do everything under the sun just to avoid it. Then before it's too late, I'm like, oh, it's too late now. And then I'll be really sad because I've
The
missed
problem
out.
with you is you are like,
I'm the
oh, we didn't know to
problem.
go for. Well, yeah, you are a problem, but like you don't know. You're like, oh, we didn't know to go on holiday or do tests. You haven't even had conversations with anyone to know what tests you'd need and where
I
we'd offer them.
know, but
And this is
just,
what's going to happen. So then you'll get to September and then you'll go, oh, well, we're just going to go on holiday because we haven't really spoken to anyone. And then it'll be like, oh, we drank on holiday, so now we're going to give it 3 months for Tony to get his sperm back together.
well, actually, I don't want to do an all-inclusive because I feel like I did not make the most of my.
Yeah.
I did have a few margaritas in the evening and stuff, but like, I didn't like.
A lot of the girls do all inclusive when they go for. I mean, we did all inclusive for the embryo transfer. It's such a waste, though, isn't it? When you can't. I mean, is that toxic to say? Because I suppose a lot of people do all inclusive, so you don't drink anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess also a lot of the time with a lot of all inclusives, it's not much more to go all inclusive than it is to do the other things.
Yeah, true.
And you're paying for the convenience, aren't you? Really, of an all inclusive, like it's there.
Did you see Stacey Solomon, by the way, giving away a holiday in collaboration with Regnum the Crown in Turkey? You know, like incredible, really premium all-inclusive that's like you would never think you were in an all-inclusive. It's just like stunning.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, Stacey Solomon's advertising a holiday and so a few people tagged me in it. And then I was like, oh my God, I was like, imagine if me and Steve won a holiday to Regnum the Crown. We could do an embryo transfer and be like treated like kings. And then Joe did send me that message about not going in the sun and the water. And then I noticed it was like, we're giving away a holiday for a family of 2 adults and 2 children. I was like, well, that's me out. Not got the kids.
Could you not be like
no embryo transfer for me?
2 adults and 2 adults.
Literally, yeah. We're bringing our children, Charly and Tony.
Surprise! We're just really mature.
Yeah, I was a bit like, right, discrimination.
That is actually, I didn't even see that. How do I know one tagged me in it?
Only. Yeah. But so I didn't enter. So no Regnum the Crown for me because it's literally about 7 or 8 grand a week, I think.
Whoa. Yeah, that's the thing. Like all inclusive, like nice places are just like spenny.
That
as
is
well,
like creme de la creme, though.
Yeah, I know. We all compare like our all inclusive now to like the Maldives one, which was amazing, and I'm like, we're never going to have that again. Or maybe we will eventually.
You will.
Once we've got a family. Or we don't have a family.
Then you'll be able to enter Stacey Solomon's competition. But I do think, like, if you're planning on going away in October, though, by the time you start slowing down on work, you can get a few consultations booked in.
Yeah, I do think. I did say to you the other day, I do think I'm going to contact a Cyprus clinic.
Yeah,
like this, and just like chat to them and stuff, and see, just to get like ideas and stuff. Maybe also, like you said, another couple of abroad clinics. Anyway,
a lot of the consultations abroad are free. There are some they're normally quite transparent with their pricing, but yeah, some are free, some are not. But some of the Cyprus ones were funny though. There was one Cyprus clinic, or was it a Prague clinic with me, where they wouldn't give me the protocol until I like paid for the deposit. But the thing was like, why would I pay a deposit if you can't show me a protocol? Like, what a strange thing to do.
Yeah.
But also, we do want to do an IVF abroad episode, so we need you to do some maybe research.
The thing is, I do think if we do decide to go abroad, it will be like January, February time, because that's
a rubbish time to go abroad and you're not making the most of it.
I know.
So
but
don't bother.
Like the time
you might as well do it in England.
okay, Mom.
Like you've got to, like, guys, we're maximising this. Like if you're thinking you want to do IVF in Turkey, why are you going to IVF in Turkey in January? It's going to rain.
Well, I saw. Is there where the Canary Islands? Do they have IVF clinics there? Because that's quite warm in February.
I don't think so. Really small islands, aren't they? I haven't heard of any IVF there.
I wonder where they go. They must go to Spain, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, there probably is, but like, don't know.
Yeah. Well, I know that's the annoying thing. Our time off, where it'd be a lot easier to go away, is January, February. So,
well, we just caught October for Antalya because my dog board has literally had. Yeah, as I said, remember it had to sync with my cycle as well. I don't know how that worked, but we went on the 8th.
All your dates just aligned, didn't
Didn't
they?
we go on the 8th? Yeah, we did plan on the 8th, didn't we? And that was getting a little bit nippy then, I'll be honest. It was like 20, it
Okay,
was 20 odd degrees,
interesting.
but at night it would get a bit cold.
Yeah.
But you were there, we were like, we're here for medical purposes. And also,
Well,
I think if we'd been staying on, like, we stayed in Conyalty, but if we'd stayed in like Lara, I think that's a bit more sheltered, you know, if you're like, and also we were going to the beach every day, so it's windy. I think because the pool we did get somewhere with the pool, but it was like under a tree. You know, you're like, there's like no sun around that pool. It was really small, so I was a bit like, oh.
Yeah. Like, actually, you don't want it to be super hot because you don't want to be hot, and also you don't want, like, your
It was
partner's
warm
sperm
enough.
to be hot.
I was able to lie in a bikini and like sunbathe and
Yeah.
be okay. But like every now and again, I'd see if I want the umbrella up, and I'd be like, oh God, put it down.
God,
I
I'd
want to
be
be
like,
warm.
Tony, you can stay in that cold pool for the whole duration. Freeze your
Yeah, literally.
keep your
But I can't have been
sperm
that
cool.
cold. It can't have been that chilly though, because I was in the sea quite a lot. And you wouldn't have been able to go in the sea if it was too cold, would you?
No,
Must have
you
been. It was
wouldn't.
quite hot and sweaty, I think, at some points.
Mm.
But not the whole week. I think we did have a day of rain, but I think the day of rain was the day of my egg collection, so it's perfect.
Oh, yeah, ideal.
Yeah. And we were there for 8
Well,
days, so it was like a full-on week. Obviously,
yeah.
Sims. And as I said, Athens would be a lot less.
Yeah, true.
But I would be making a holiday out of it. I would be going to beach clubs in between testing. Although, having said that, I don't think the clinic, it's not as close as the other clinic in Greece that people go to the beach. But there is a very good tram apparently in Athens.
Oh, fun.
I think you can get around on the tram quite easily. And then it won't be hot, so you're not going to be like dripping on a tram.
Yeah, because what's the temperature in October? Like low 20s?
Low 20s, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you wouldn't want, but then I kind of think like this time of year is going to be piping hot, and it is ultimately a city.
Well, I know we were in Crete, but when we were in Crete, it was like high 20s in June, beginning of June. That was I was struggling with my Jack Rush.
I think as you get older, your heat tolerance to heat gets worse anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like, remember when we were younger, we used to literally, no one would be putting an umbrella up by us.
And if they did, you'd be like, could you put that down?
We would literally be getting to the beach at like 10 a.m. and we would leave at 6. And then at lunchtime, we would be like rushing back to get, and we'd turn our sun loungers to face the sun, wouldn't we? We were like hardcore tanners.
We
when we
were.
younger.
I'm surprised we're not aged more. There was a lady at my gym who actually said to me the other day, she said, Charly, just go on that holiday. Because you get to my age.
But is she paying for your IVF?
And maybe I should say that. Oh, yeah, I can go on holiday.
This is the hard part. It is tricky because
she
have then got a bill. And this is what I did feel when we went to Amalfi last year. We came back and I was like, because it's obviously it's like, I was paying £20 for Aperol Spritz, and like, you don't just have one.
No.
It was extortionate over there, which, as you know, it is, isn't it? It's the Amalfi Coast. But then I was a bit like, I've got all the places to go. Like, obviously the rationale for going there was adults holiday, but I was a bit like, fucking hell, I've got to pay for IVF. Pay for Turkey flights. And to be fair, Turkey was cheap because it was October. Probably balanced out a bit. But
and you still managed it all. So.
And summer plans as well. Like, I don't think I did my first IVF round in the summer, but naturally in the summer you're going to be out more. You're probably going to be drinking more. There's more parties, like.
And you want to stay out longer, lighter nights.
Yeah, like, I'm going for dinner with the girls next week when I go home. Group chat's just been popping off in our little record break.
So I've got such bad FOMO.
I know. One of our other friends is home from Dubai. It's going to be gorgeous. Like, doubt I'll be pregnant, but if I was, like, you've still got to enjoy yourself.
Well, if you are, then that's quite exciting.
I don't think we'll hold our breath.
Imagine that.
I forgot to update as well. I haven't spoken to Plan Your Baby, which is not Plan My Baby, by the way, it's Plan Your Baby.
Oh, yeah.
One of the girls I speak to quite often has just gone there, and she's been given a prescription for hydroxychloroquine, that thing I wanted. So I was just like, see how she gets on with it. But that, I was a bit like, well, maybe I should go and have that consultation with them and add that into like the plan I'm doing now with the steroids. But I've got a lot on over the next few months, and I just kind of thought it's not, to be honest, if I didn't get pregnant in the next few months, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I maybe will just park that and let's have all the tests. I think we just need to I think at this point, I'm like, let's just get these tests done. Because also, I was listening to this thing from Natalie Crawford the other day. I haven't finished it, but she was saying about, you know, that whole thing of like your fertility is a measure of your longevity. So I was like, maybe let's get to the bottom of this.
Oh God, yeah. Wow, interestingly as well, you know, like my iron was actually so quite low to become pregnant. So even though I've got all this like stuff going on with Tony,
yeah. And look at my lactobacilli.
Yeah.
You need to be feeding the good bacteria. Yeah. I want to try. Has anyone tried, guys? Can you let us know if you have that epitome?
Oh,
yeah. That one. It's meant to be quite good. I've been using Simprove. I really like Simprove. But obviously it's a bit harder if you want to travel, you have to get like travel bottles.
Okay.
But I do like it, and you can get it on TikTok Shop. Guys, I've been
Oh,
loving
you
TikTok
love your
Shop
TikTok
lately. I
shop.
also keep adding stuff to my TikTok Shop. That NMN that we
Mm.
love, the other day on TikTok Shop, it was £10. It's in the summer sale for like 40% off.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I always add stuff to my showcase because quite often the prices on there are really good, but Simprove is often quite cheap, and I do get my Simprove off there. But I've heard this Epitome is good, but you have to subscribe to it, I think. Or it's not cheap. You
Oh,
wouldn't want to not subscribe because the price is obviously, I think it's
okay.
about £40 a month.
But then if it works, then it's okay to subscribe, isn't it?
Yeah, because
And
I'm
get it
kind of
each
like, I'm
month.
really focusing on this vagina one. And Isabel did say you can take
Mm.
a gut one too. And I feel
Yeah.
like with my lactobacilli being so low, I
Mm.
just can't believe that I was like really, when we were talking about it the first time, I was like, it wasn't like abnormal,
Yeah.
just on the low side. And now I'm like, oh my God, like it's
Yeah.
way, way below where it needs to be. So yeah, I do think I need to just really focus on the gut. So I suppose on the holidays, weddings, putting your life on hold. Do you know what? I actually put a box up the other day as well about like summer plans. Can't remember what it said, but I remember one person actually replied to it and was like, we don't have any summer plans because we don't know what we're doing day to day. Like we don't know what when our next cycle is going to be, like what's going to happen.
Mm.
Um, and someone else said they had plans, and then because of like what had happened with their cycle, like they went out the window.
Mm.
So you just
Yeah.
never really know. So I think don't put any pressure on yourselves. If you feel uncomfortable pre-planning, sometimes I kind of think, look, if you're going to plan your wedding, like Chloe did, she planned her
Hmm.
wedding in, and it was a bit like, if we get pregnant before then, I will happily be a gorgeous pregnant bride
Hmm.
or a bride with a newborn. It doesn't matter because then I'll have still had what I want. But if it
Yeah.
doesn't happen, I'm going to have like the most amazing time. And maybe that did take some pressure off. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I think if you've got a wedding booked, you just carry on as normal. Like
Hmm.
Laura, one of our other listeners, she is doing IVF at the moment, and she is, I think, booked her wedding for. I think I think she booked the wedding and booked the IVF like very close together. But she's got the
Yeah.
wedding booked for next year.
Yeah.
So like, regardless of whether it happens or not, she's still got that, and it'll be lovely.
Yeah. It's
So I
something to
just
look
kind
forward
of
to as well.
think,
Yeah.
don't. And maybe that's what I will do. Maybe me and Steve will get married next year. I mean, as I said, it wouldn't be a big thing anyway. It wouldn't be something we needed to necessarily
Yeah.
organise.
And then,
Um,
you're still putting something you're investing into your future. It's not
yeah,
something like, it'll be nice. But
just I would say don't put your life on hold,
yeah,
but
because also
be
I do,
sensible. And
yeah.
if you, depending on your age as well, like if you're late 20s,
Mm.
go on the bloody holidays. Like maybe
Yeah.
try and get some, or do something like me and Steve at the minute is a bit different. We have got embryos.
Hmm. Yeah,
We've
that's
got an
true.
insurance policy.
Hmm. Yeah, and we've got some frozen sperm. We
Well, I
don't know
did
how good
feel
they
like
are.
the clock when we got those embryos.
Mm.
When we found we had 6, I was a bit like, I'm not even that bothered about the outcome of the transfer, because for me, that's an insurance policy in itself, is having like
Yeah.
4 left.
Yeah, because it's a good position to be in, isn't it? You've
Yeah.
got those 4.
But then you get people being like, have you PGTA tested them? And I'm like, there might be 4
Oh.
shit ones, but we'll just cross our
Yeah,
fingers.
but then sometimes a really bad one goes in and it's like a beautiful,
Well,
like a
most
proper
people
healthy
don't
baby.
PGTA test and they still get pregnant.
Well, you
So,
don't PGTS, PG, PG, can't say it. You don't test your unborn, like when
well, yeah,
people get pregnant
natural
naturally.
conception. Yeah, but
Yeah,
then I suppose that's a bit different because it's like survival of the fittest, isn't it?
true. Yeah,
Like
those
well,
spermies.
and also, don't they say the egg picks the sperm? Not the common misconception is the sperm picks
Yeah.
the egg, but it's the egg that decides which sperm to let in.
Oh God, maybe my eggs are literally like the 1 or 2 sperms coming close by. That's like, no,
Ugh!
fuck off, go away,
It's like
banning
real
them away.
life.
I want another holiday and another High Rocks. Stop it.
I want another spicy mug. But yeah, guys,
Oh
just
God.
it's summer.
Yeah,
Enjoy yourselves, but have a plan.
and
Be
also,
wise.
like, the problem, I think there's one thing to remember: you don't know how long you're going to be in this fertility journey as well. So,
You might be in it way longer than you think. Get cracking.
wow, that's the thing.
But we wouldn't have necessarily been here this long had we done treatment from the start. We're here
No,
because we haven't done it.
true. And I've only done IVF once,
Hmm.
and then I went into the whole, yeah, like the wedding, and then I could have
Yeah.
gone back to back IVF if we'd
You
have had.
just keep doing random tests of Tony's sperm without really doing much.
Yeah, we stopped that now.
Could have saved a fortune on all these sperm tests along the
Oh,
way then. But
don't. We, yeah, we haven't done it strategically. I think that's the problem with so
yeah,
far, and I recognise that now, and I know what we need to do. And I think that's why
yeah,
when we don't go full in, we need to just be full in,
yeah.
and commit, like
Okay,
you.
we'll hold you to that. We'll see how you get on
Yeah.
in October when she's booking another High Rocks,
I
another holiday, guys.
just get my margaritas, my all inclusive. Hello.
I'm there like having hysteroscopies and limping around Athens. She'll be in the bar down the road.
I'm here for that. That's great.
Oh, that would be the
Living my
dream.
holiday. All right.
Between the lines this week, oh, guys, embryo glue
Oh,
gate.
yeah. Oh, God,
That
sorry,
conversation
guys.
we had about 3 weeks ago. I did it.
Which,
I clipped it for a TikTok. What are you
yeah.
gonna say?
I was going to say, which is like our own experiences, isn't it?
It
Like,
was very clear, even in the clickbait TikTok, that it was
yeah.
our experiences and that we had not, like, you had not been offered it for free on the NHS. You'd been told you had to pay for it. There was loads of comments, people being like, well, it's offered on the NHS now. You're misleading people. You're giving misinformation. And I was like, guys, we are not an educational podcast. We do an educational section every Thursday in a bonus episode with Z to West. They are the experts,
Professionals.
not us. We were talking about the fact that we were not given, well, I never had NHS IVF in the first place, but
Yeah.
Charly was not given the option.
Because
But
I'm
also,
sure if I was given it, I would have taken it, you know?
it's still amber. So I went and looked at this. So I was a bit like, why is it being offered widespread? So I did a bit of a deep dive. So it's still amber on the HFEA website, which as an add-on, which then I was a bit like, if we're then adding on something that they say isn't going to work, surely cost-wise, we are then taking away the opportunity. We're giving these NHS rounds add-ons when we're not even giving some people NHS rounds in the first place. Is that fair? That was my thought. So the HFEA, by the way, is the Human Fertilization and Embryology Authority. So they're like the kind of governing body for IVF in this country, I think. So they give embryo glue a yellow traffic light rating. This rating means that while the solution is entirely safe to use, the overall medical evidence is mixed. Some studies show it helps embryos stick to the womb. It is basically like hyaluronic acid filler. While other studies show no major difference. Because it is safe, individual NHS clinics are allowed to include it in their standard laboratory routines if they believe it benefits their overall success rates. And this is what it all comes down to, is success rates, because that is the moneymaker, right? Then it said, if you see a clinic charging £100 to £300 for embryo glue, bearing in mind it's about £350, £400 some places, isn't it, in the UK? It was 120 quid for me in Turkey. It is usually because they treat it as an optional a la carte add-on. I don't know where I got this information from. I can't remember now. In those clinics, the lab uses a standard, cheaper liquid for normal transfers. If a patient requests embryo glue, the staff must pull out a separate, specialised bottle just for that procedure. So the extra fee simply covers the specific cost of that single bottle and the extra admin work required to track it.
Okay.
Which is a bit wild, isn't it?
Yes.
But then BBC, so then I was a bit like, okay, that is fair, because it's really super cheap. It's not taking away the opportunity for other people to have IVF. But then they were talking about it recently on BBC Women's Hour as well. There was a lot going around on Instagram.
Yeah.
They were saying about how these add-ons are, they call it a tax on hope, and they're exploiting women at their most vulnerable time, as you have to cope with the failure if you choose not to add it on and it fails. And I think the woman was saying whoever they were interviewing, I don't actually know who it was, but she was saying basically she asked her fertility nurse, or do you think I should do an add-on? Well, I think it was embryo glue or something. I might be completely, I can't actually remember the conversation. And the nurse basically, whatever this add-on was, the nurse went, oh, but you'd regret it if you didn't and it didn't work, wouldn't you? And she said it came from a complete place of like trying to be helpful. But this woman said she just then felt this massive guilt and was like, I have to do it because now you've just made me feel like...
Because you'd be like, well, actually, I probably will regret it now if it doesn't work. And if it does work, yeah. Oh, that's quite bad. I imagine she didn't think, but she didn't, that classic, didn't think before she spoke.
You get it, because I've said that to girls in the Antalya group. Because, when you're like embryo, at the end of the day, by the time you're like thousands and thousands of pounds deep, if someone's going, do you think I should pay £120 for embryo glue? Well, if you're even thinking about it, just bloody pay it. And then at least you know in your heart you've done everything you could. And that's why I did it.
But
I had no idea what the data was on it. I was a bit like, I've never tried glue before. I've heard of it. Couldn't have even told you it was filler at the time, like hyaluronic acid. Wouldn't have had a clue. Just was like, oh, glue. Like, okay, yeah, cool. And
but you would, but
you do.
That's the
and
thing.
It is. She's right. You are kind of not. I wouldn't say exploiting vulnerable people. At the end of the day, it is an option. It is an add-on.
Yeah.
You can do as much.
I think that's more so
want.
For the fact of like NHS rounds and stuff where you're getting everything funded. So then if you're not in a position to pay for something, but you don't have much money, and then you're like, oh, maybe I should spend that money on extras.
But then maybe that's why they've added it on in most NHS rounds, to take away that pressure, because it's so cheap. Maybe they're thinking, actually, do you know what? Let's just offer it, because it's a lot of money to lay out for something, as you say, a couple of £100. It's still.
But when you're paying for
something
everything
that you can't even see. I mean, I'm not being funny. You could have that injected into your lips and have a gorgeous pout.
Yeah. Ooh. Maybe you could do it at the same time.
Yeah.
Get the leftovers.
Can I have a spare vial of embryo glue? It's just a difficult one. But I just think, there are so many add-ons. It is amber. There's not enough evidence.
Mm,
But if your NHS round is offering it to you, great. We were just saying on that TikTok that we were not offered it. But people did not like the misinformation we were spreading. We were
yeah.
fear-mongering that you wouldn't get embryogly.
Sorry.
But I stand by what we said.
Yeah,
And it was, you
exactly.
know, ultimately it is yellow. It's not proven to
No,
significantly help.
and exactly, and
Otherwise, you
if you
know,
want to, yeah, because otherwise, then you'd just be getting everything, wouldn't you? You'd get it and
the
just.
doctors in Turkey aren't that keen on it. I mean, they offer it, but like they say, if you say,
Mm,
should I get embryogly? They're a bit like, it's up to you. Like, I wouldn't, they don't recommend, like, they
and they
don't say
like
we would recommend it. They're just like, whatever, kind if you
they're
want.
quite pro like doing things that will they think will benefit you as well, aren't they? So
All clinics should be, because it's, as you say, you know, going back to their business, it's their
yeah,
success rate. And as a doctor, I suppose they have their own success rates.
that's
Oh,
a good. I'm glad we cleared all that up, and
yeah.
we will not misinform.
No.
Right, should we close the page?
Yeah.
So this is quite relevant to like the main topic of the thing, I think. Like, so I would like to close the page on waiting. And this is like on a reflection of like when I went away on holiday. I don't know, like, I don't know if this is a common thing, but I did a post about it on my fitness page. And I did spend a lot of that time worrying and wasting time about how I was looking, which is silly, really, because like I was with Tony. Tony doesn't really care what I look
You weren't on
like.
the pull.
I wasn't on the floor, was I? No one is looking at me being like, "Oh, she looks like that." She, like no, like I'm not there to impress anyone. But I was just so self-conscious about my little like sugar pouch and like my belly, and I was like, "Oh, I don't look good in a bikini. Oh, why am I in a bikini?" I was even at the gym, and I was like, "Oh, I look so bloated." I was like, "Oh, I'm on a holiday. Like, I wish I'd like lost a bit of like tummy weight, like around there and stuff." And I spent so much of that holiday worrying about that, and it's such a waste of time.
Mm.
And I was reflecting on it. I did put a post out and I was like, oh, I hope people don't think I'm putting this out for like, because so
No,
I
it
went to
didn't come across,
okay, that's
maybe.
good. Because I went to the gym the next day and someone was like, why did you put that post out? Like she like said some really nice comments and
Because
stuff. And I
that's
was like,
how
oh,
it's, you're just saying what 99% of other women
yeah.
feel.
Yeah. But I was literally like I was wasting time and I like sat here and I'm waiting. And every time I'm like waiting for like my perfect body. Like, what is a perfect body?
Like
Like,
80-year-old you will
yeah.
die for the body you've got now.
And like now I look back, I'm like, how are they that good? Do you know, like it's
Yeah.
mental, isn't it? And like I was thinking about it the other day, and the amount of maybe this is why I need another holiday so I can go away and not. I probably will be
But you
exactly the
won't. You'll
same.
just do the exact. Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Or you'll lose a load of weight before you go, just to prove to yourself you can, because you're a bit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Oh, look at me now. Even then, I won't be happy. Like
That's
honestly, it's
probably why you want another holiday, to be like, I want to go and be a whole size smaller with no sugar pouch. Look at me now. And do you know what? No one will care, because you hardly put any pictures up anyway, so none of us will
exactly. But anyway, but yeah, I just think like just you're just wasting time. You're waiting. You
know.
forget about what's happening right in front of you, and it's so easy to do. And it was a big thinking point for me because I've never really thought about it like that before. And I
Yeah.
was just like, I probably wasted 75% of that holiday worrying
Mm.
about something that doesn't really matter
Yeah. 100%.
to me. But yeah,
Good
so yeah,
advice.
yeah,
And then a positive affirmation to end. This is actually my favourite
hmm
affirmation. It was giving Natasha Bedingfield a bit. I
oh,
don't need to know how my story ends to believe it's still being written. Isn't
and the
that
rest is
nice?
still unwritten.
Written. Yeah, literally. I don't need to know how my story ends to believe it's still being written.
Yeah, that's
Like, it's
lovely.
still, you are the main character of your journey. It's still, even if you've
Hmm.
not got what you want yet, you don't need to try, we don't need to know how it's going to end, but it's still being written. I just really liked it. I actually like it less than I liked it yesterday. Yesterday I was like, oh my God, this is so profound.
I think like can't wait to do this one tomorrow.
I just was a bit there, like, this is my favourite one. And when I read it out, I was a bit like, no, it's not really hitting the same.
Oh, I like it. It's like
It is. I don't know. I was in the hairdresser yesterday, and when it hit me, I was like, oh, what a quote.
I can actually just imagine you there like, yes, I can't wait to tell Charlie this one.
Literally, I don't need to know how my story ends to believe it's still being written, but it is still being written, guys, and our
Yeah.
journey is still unfolding. And isn't that beautiful that on this journey, like, the best days of our lives haven't happened yet. We haven't
Mm,
had those babies yet. We haven't completed our families
no.
yet.
Mm,
You know, you might not have met the love of your life yet. No matter where you are on the
no.
journey, the best days of your life still might not have
Still
happened. Anyway,
Yeah.
guys, that's it for today. We will be back on Thursday with our bonus episode with Isabel, asking her all of your questions and busting those myths, and with a juicy dilemma, because the dilemmas are now on a Thursday. So do make sure you
Yes.
tune in. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on socials. You do need to follow us on socials because the question boxes have been popping lately and we need your input.
But we
And
have
do
got,
send us some dilemmas as well.
yes, yeah, because we need some,
We're
we're
running
almost
out of
out, aren't
dilemmas.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We've had some really good ones lately, but
mm,
send them in, honeys.
yes, and we will help as much as we can
We will
with our own
indeed.
experiences and our own advice.
Yeah, not professional advice, so don't come at us on TikTok.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.